in my basement. These contain my very first fursuit parts I've ever made from back 2014. And I didn't look in them before I did this video. I opened the lid and I saw what it was, and I didn't look at what was specifically in them. And I thought it would be fun for a video to have my first reactions again at seeing these in maybe the 3 years. I don't think I've looked at them since like 2015 when I put them in here and shoved them in the basement. So I did, however, take out 2 pieces from it because I was showing my friend Jin the other day my first 2 fursuit heads. They were in here. So other than that, I haven't taken anything out. Now you see this cute face? This is like my almost 50th head that I've made. And she was made this year. Keep that in mind when you see the horrendousness. So basically, I thought of doing this video because number one, it's fun to look back at what I've made in the past and see how I've improved from there. But number two, to show you that every person starts somewhere with making things. Anything that's creative, art, anything that's a hobby, like, you know, bike riding and rock climbing, everything else, it takes time to master, and when you start, you're not going to be good at first. So, kind of for the young furries out there who are just getting started with fursuit making, you're going to get better, trust me. Trust me, you get a lot better with practice. So this one, this is my first head crystal. She was made in 2014, and she was made because I wanted a toonie head, and when I commissioned Ross, she ended up being semi-realistic. Oh dear. She's a fox, by the way. This is Crystal. You can see massive improvement in everything. Look how tiny these eyes are. But at least they were facing front, so that's something. You can see how lopsided she is. But her muzzle doesn't even connect under her nose. And like, you can see how tiny the mouth hole is. Yeah, this was off the bucket head base. What is going on with this neck? And she's not lined at all. And honestly, it's kind of yellow in there, and I'm not sure if it's just age or mold. But that, to say something nice about Crystal, she smells better than the second head. The second head smells terrible when I put it on the other day. I'll be putting these on in a second to show you guys. But these were Crystal's paws. You might be able to see how yellowed with age this fur is. It was supposed to be white. Here's the paw pads. And it has really, really sharp claws. I got them from Fursuit supplies. I wouldn't recommend using these in fursuits because you can poke someone's eye out with them. They're really sharp. Again, not lined and also slightly coming apart. Upside to these paws is I can play Guitar Hero in them, even though they're 4-fingered. This one was my second head. Her name is Razzle, and since then I've completely sold her hands and her bodysuit with the attached feet, and I still have the tail somewhere because it's rainbow and I didn't want to sell it. She went to one convention. She went to Furthermore 2015, and I only wore her Monday when most of the other suitors were gone. For like an hour, maybe. Yep. You can't even see her eyes from the front this time. I feel like she was a step back in fursuit making. I'm feeling here. I can feel glue everywhere. Oh my god, I just feel chunks of glue everywhere. And it's because, like, I couldn't sew everything up, and so I glued it. Oh my gosh. Again, bucket head method. Unlined on the inside. Let's see if you can see how yellow it is. Like, yeah, you can kind of see it's yellow-orange here. She smells terrible. I'm slightly afraid to put my face in there, but I'm going to do it for YouTube. Her eyes, the foam was lined, but the actual eye cup was not lined. So you can see the raw edge. And look at that nose. It's not even squishable. It's full of glue. In the mouth. Yeah. So, I have a balaclava here to protect my face from touching whatever the ickiness is inside either of those heads. This is Razzle. Oh my gosh. It's so bad. It's so tight on my ears too. Yeah. Oh, okay, I can see out of it this time. It's not even going all the way down on my head. Right? My eyes are where they're supposed to be. My mouth is in the mouth hole. But it's so tight, I think you can hear me. My voice is really, really muffled because I can barely move my mouth. And my nose is getting squashed. Ah! Oh, where'd the paw go? Crystal actually was in videos on my channel, though. This is the head that I broke my iPad screen in. When I was breaking open the geodes for that video, I couldn't see very well, obviously. And I had safety goggles on over top, so I really couldn't see well. And part of the geode cracked my screen. That's why I had to get a new iPad. Because it finally died this year. And it's been years since it was cracked. Yeah. Oh my god. This is so much more comfortable. I have ventilation. I have vision. And it's not squeezing my brains out. Okay, so first thing I see straight off the bat is my skirt. Okay, second thing I see are the second pair of paws I had for Razzle, because they were actually my ex-girlfriend's paws, because we had matching paws. Let's see. You can see this finger is turned. This one's turned. The paw pad there. I didn't shave it down because when you shave down this stuff, it's not rainbow anymore. I also didn't have shavers. It looks like the paws are vinyl and they're hand sewn, so that must have taken a while. Don't hand sew vinyl. It hurts. It stabbed me in the finger many times, I'm sure. Overall, the fit is actually pretty nice. So, yeah. I may or may not shave down these fingers and sell them for like $50 on somewhere just to get them out of my house. I don't know. We'll see. Second thing I see are my sandals. Where's the other one? There it is. These were actually my second pair of sandals that I ever made. The first ones were scrapped, I'm sure. Because they were made with elastic. And they were made to fit these boys. Look how flat it is. I'm sure the toes got flattened, like, because of time in here. I glued the paw pads on. The bottom's not even fur. It's something else. There's the sandals. There's the 2.0. Where's the paw pads, they're like indented. Anyway, this was 2.0 of those sock paws. Still really flat. But there's still a little bit of shape to them. And yeah, the bottom was actually fur this time. Here's the 1.0 paw. There you go. Try and get so you can see it because my backdrop's black. Got toe motion, but they flat boys. They're really tight because I glued it. 2.0. Still really flat boys though. But these are flat though because they were in the crate. They used to actually have more toe definition than this. Still pretty comfy. I might actually try and remake a version of these. But definitely not my style now. You know me, I make them big stompy boys. But these are nice for like wearing around the house. These were Joy's first pair of feet. And these aren't going to fit me because they were made for my ex. They do have shoes in them. Yeah, they're built off Crocs. Yeah, look at the bottom. Look at that nasty shape. But I mean, honestly, the outside of them don't look terrible. I probably could sell these as a cheap pair of like $50 feet, which I might do because my house is getting overrun. Actually, these aren't terrible. They would be a decent starter pair of feet for someone, and so I might end up selling these. Yeah. They still look like they held up. They have shoe definition. They were worn a little bit, so they're not new, but yeah. I also didn't make this. I bought this. It's a swimsuit cover-up, and I don't know why it's in there. That wasn't all my oldest stuff. That was like my second oldest stuff. In here should be my very oldest stuff. Like my first things ever made. So, let's see what's in here. I'll move to the side for a second. Here is the first tail I bought. I didn't make this one. I got it off Etsy. This poor tail has been through the mill. Look how flat it is. I loved this tail. I had it back in high school, and I would wear it to school all the time. Like, I wore it to school, like, every single day. I used to have this character called Buzz, and she was a wolf, but she was, like, black and white like a bee. And, I play guitar and piano. So, this was my first version of finger escapes. So you can see they're not shaved at all. But they were skin tight because the paw pad was on my fingertips here. And I can play piano without taking my fingers out. And then if I wanted to play guitar, there we go, first version of finger escapes, and I could pluck the guitar with them. And I actually played at open mic night with these on in public. Oh my god. I got a commission from someone. My very first commission. This old guy who would play at open mic night, he's like, I want a tail. And so I made him a tail. These were Buzz's other pair of paws. My clawed, four-fingered paws. They're very uncomfortable, especially the pinky, because the end of the claw is huge and it stabs into your finger. And I got this claw stuck in the door, so it broke. And I never fixed it. I do like this black fur, though. It was nice black fur. But my paw pads. My paw pads are so much better now. I mean, these aren't terrible. They are double stitched. I can see that. These paw pads are double stitched on my hand. So, hey, that's something. The This was Delilah's tail. This was the very first tail I ever made. So basically, this is the very first fursuit thing that I ever made. Look how tiny it is. It's so tiny. And I wore it out. So she had tail, hands, paws, and, well, tail, hands, arms, and ears. And then I wore Eclipse's first feet with her because they were black. And I wore it to Six Flags one day because I was set up. I had the arm sleeves and everything on, and I didn't even have a head on. And I wore that to the park one day too, and kids loved it. And I got like mobbed even though I didn't have a head. But I wore all of this in the car in summer with arm sleeves and everything to the zoo. But the zoo parking lot was shut because there was too many people. So we went to Six Flags like that, and they let me in with like arm sleeves and feet and tail and all that stuff. They let me into Six Flags with it. And I got a picture. Actually, let me go get that picture. It's on the fridge. Okay, so this is from May 9th, 2014. They let me into Six Flags like this. You can see I have the paws and the arm sleeves and those awful feet and the ears on. And Delilah always wore green in my artwork, so I used to have a green shirt. And my pants ripped? My pants are ripped. Oh my god. They let us walk into Six Flags and spend the day there. And then I wanted to go on a water ride because I was hot, obviously. And so I had to take it all off to go on the water ride. Oh my god. You can't see the tail in the picture, but I swear I was wearing it. I wish I was younger than I was when I did that. No, I was 19. Or actually, I think I was 18, about to turn 19. Oh my god, my cringy phase lasted into adulthood. But yeah, this is the second tail I ever made. And this was Crystal's tail. And look how tiny it is. My tails have progressively gotten bigger and bigger over the past few years. It's so tiny. It's smaller. It's like the size of my muzzle. It could be an elephant nose. By the way, if someone wants to commission me make an elephant, you'll probably get a good discount because I kind of want to make one. And so when I made her legs, I had to make a bigger version of her tail. And Crystal always would have like this ribbon on her tail, so I crocheted a ribbon. I think it's really pretty, actually. But yeah, look at this terrible stitch work. Everything's machine sewn down now on my suits. But yeah, here's her arms. Oh my gosh, they're still inside out. They actually still fit, honestly. And they're not uncomfortable. Ow, I just hit my scar. Yeah, they're not uncomfortable. I just don't have a use for them. And so let's see what this is. Oh my god, is that it? Oh, I think I have a bodysuit in here. We'll get to that in a minute. I used to have a Griffin character. So they were my very first three-fingered paws. I sold that Griffin, and I made them nice new puffy paws to go with it. These actually don't feel bad. The only thing is when you have three-fingered paws and you want to point at something, you have to do the two-fingered Disney point because you have three fingers. And so if you point like this, it looks like you're flipping someone off. These were the very first paws I ever made. Look how terrible these are. I glued on the paw pads. They were my very first paws ever. Let's put them on. Look how terrible they are. I didn't shave down anything. And I wore these in public. I literally wore these in public. Oh my gosh. And by the way, I got this fur from a craft store. my local craft store, AC Moore. Yeah, that's where I got this fur. It actually wasn't a terrible fur, honestly. Let's see. I guess it's this arm. I don't know. Actually, they still fit. That's not terrible. They still fit. I don't wear Delilah because she never had a head, but they're still nice. I would never sell these, though, because they were my very first arm sleeves. It was part of my very first partial. So, Delilah will never, ever be getting a head because I don't really connect to her anymore. But these are still nice, actually. I'm actually not, like, upset with those. Here is this. So, not many people know Candy was actually supposed to have a huge braid on her head. So this was the failed braid. It was too heavy. Everything looks so, like, bedraggled. First off, we have Crystal's leggies. They are digigrade. See? But yeah, they were kind of like slip-on because they didn't have a zipper in them. I put zippers in my legs now. And the feet were half sewn to them. Like the front part was sewn down and then the back part was not. And like I made them off of some really cheap shoes. I found it like Five Below or something. Yeah. Look how dirty they are. I got like this rubber matting for the bottom that I had like a terrible time getting to stay on. I'm not actually upset with the toe shape, but this toe shape would be better for sock paws than it would for feet paws. Yeah, you can kind of see the shape of the digigrade now. It's not the worst, but you know, it's not the best. Obviously would look better with padding, but you can see how like flat it is on the sides, not like all around and nice. The feet would obviously look better if my feet were in the shoes, but yeah. It's Candy's bodysuit. I swear I sold this. Obviously I didn't. Yeah. It's so dirty. You can see the white fur isn't white anymore. Let's put it. We're going to create a Frankensuit. Okay, I'm gonna switch it to the out camera.
Emerging something in that basement, huh? No. I know you, I can tell.
What do you think of my new fursuit?
Jeez.
Cheese? What do you think of my new fursuit?
That's not new, isn't it?
Look at all the pieces together.
You look like a piece of that square candy that has coconut in it. You know, it's square and it's got stripes and pink and white and brown.
Yeah.
It's chocolate, strawberry, coconut.
This is my new fursuit.
You could wear it like that. What's wrong with it?
Buzz's hands, which are falling apart.
Ugh.
Candy's
Who is
old body.
Buzz?
Yeah, exactly. Ah! This is the monstrosity that I made.
I'm not picking it up. You pick it up.
I'm not picking it up.
Oliver wants lunch and I got an hour and I have to leave again.
I'm still filming.
Oh. Hi everybody, I have to leave again soon.
This is my monstrosity. Okay, so I hope you liked going back through all my stuff. It was an interesting time for me. I thought there was going to be like worse stuff in there, and I definitely don't know where my first pair of feet paws went. Most likely the trash. Anyway, I'm getting really toasty in this because I don't have Under Armour on and we have the heat on in the house. So I think I'm gonna go. Bye!